rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, Padley,
I'm
it's
live.
not doing it.
What?
It's not doing it, Padley.
How?
I don't know how I can be any more clear about this.
The new one at work that one lady likes to use a lot is this is the problem.
My big pieces of chicken.
Being the little ones, do you want to like slap?
Sure, if you want. Does the small cuts work better? No.
All right.
Okay, yes. Are they good little cuts?
Yeah.
Good.
Can't have.
What? No, you can't have the chicken.
It's a poor browser. Fuck off.
Why is he
Fuck
off, Ghost!
Yay.
I see.
I see Padley's wall. Oh, there's Padley.
I see a dog wearing a hat still.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
I don't see no. Oh yeah, I see the dog wearing a hat. Comrade the Bark.
Okay, which piece am I using tonight?
Now I see.
I just rotate like I normally do.
Mom, did you get a haircut?
Yes, I cut my hair.
Yourself?
Yeah, I cut my own hair.
Nice. I wish I had that skill.
Mm-hmm. It's not
Easy
so
when
much
you
as a
just
skill
shave it.
as it is me wanting to avoid conversation with someone ruffling through my hair. Big same. Legit. Last time I went to the fucking barber shop, they're like, okay, so they're like, what are you doing this week? And I was like, oh, just work and all that. And they're like, oh, where do you work? And I made the mistake of telling them that I work at a cell phone company. And immediately had to hear about all the reasons why they dropped the cell phone company. It's like, I work in IT. I don't give a shit why you dropped the company. It literally does not affect me in the slightest. Just cut my fucking hair.
But it feels so good when they give you a massage when they shampoo your hair.
See, I go to a really cheap barber shop that don't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
They
barber
just
shop
cut,
is
just
this.
cut my hair.
Maybe it's because I have such long
hair. And
That
they
was
like,
cut my
have to
hair.
massage my scalp to get all the soap out.
Well, my haircut costs $15.
Bro, same. They hit me with the buzzers and like a small amount of clipping. They're like, all right, $20.
And that's why Athlon cuts his own hair, because that's a ripoff.
Yeah.
Alright. Who wants to do a recap?
Not I did it last week.
Roll for it.
Hey, you want to do the
If it
recap?
lands on Gavin, call him up and tell him to do the recap.
For a session he wasn't here for.
Exactly. He wasn't even here, so maybe.
Alright, so it goes Alatar, Masker, Faulkner, Gavin, Dor, Nugpet. It's a 4 for Gavin, reroll.
Of course it is.
It's a 4 for Gavin, reroll.
Different dice.
Still didn't get that book.
It's a 1 for Alatar.
Fuck. That means I gotta remember what the fuck happened. Let's see.
You're not looking at the notes?
Let me pull up notes. That should
I
be
don't
useful.
read. I mean, I was just that. Wait, aren't you the wizard?
Shut up.
This character
I
reads.
was
The bird does not.
not to read.
Not to read.
So we started off last session, bog stomping through a bog. Took a bit of a resto on an island in the bog. It was kind of weird and creepy. Got to a shoreline, found a fish person that I talked to, which was fun. Cool guy. Didn't really like the idea of crossing his river without paying him for some reason. Paid him. He fucked off. Then a few minutes later, dwarves came down the river in a canoe, I think. That had been canoeing for like months because they got lost. And now we're sitting around a campfire, singing campfire songs and drinking non-alcoholic wine.
Except that it is non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
It used to be non-alcoholic, but now it is. Now it's vinegar.
Sounds vinegar?
It's been sitting on a shelf, dude, for like 50 years. Wine doesn't last that long. But you're drinking it anyway because who cares? You need
Yeah, why not? It's super strong, but we're not getting drunk.
Then how is it alcoholic?
Because it's alcoholic wine, but it's magical, so you can't get drunk off it.
That's the biggest
wizard did it.
oxymoron I've ever heard.
Believe what you want to believe, Bird.
So
Nobody
if we were
drinks
to
wine because it
dispel,
tastes good.
okay, so here, let me phrase it this way: if we were to dispel the magic on it, would it be regular wine?
It would be gross wine, yes. Gross regular wine.
Well, I'm gonna see if I have a spell to do that.
Yeah, but that-
Digitation.
Yeah. What's the point of drinking wine if it doesn't get you drunk?
Don't you not recall if you
Well,
guys did
because-
watch it?
If we do
Primarily because none of our characters know it's.
I don't think we got to the point where we don't watch it yet. We had all just finished eating my soup.
Oh, yeah.
I put the last thing in the notes. Will we get sick? Tune in 2 weeks to find out.
Next.
next week
Next week.
on.
Thank you all for.
Everybody ate the weird soup but Jornock.
Yes.
Rude.
Faulkner's still attempting to read the book.
Gavin
Yeah,
is still
they
trying
give
to make
hours.
a book.
I don't
Can I
remember
give you
my.
hours for that?
I gotta find the page. I wrote down the amount of hours. I do not have a lot, so he's gonna be pretty much staying up through the night to get a good chunk of hours in.
Okay,
Yes.
I have 7 hours down for you. Is that what you also have?
Yes, actually, I found the page.
Yay! Alright. And we did not watch it yet, so we can do that now.
Yep. Faulkner's not taking any. He's just gonna be staying up through the night.
Right, so you're going to take a level of exhaustion.
Yay! I forget what exhaustion does, but I know it's bad.
First one is like disadvantage on ability checks, I think.
Yeah.
Second one is half speed. I think.
Well,
I don't-
disadvantage on ability checks won't affect me much. I'll still just roll just as badly.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
pretty much.
Ouch. Harsh but true. I feel that.
Just gonna mark that down. Point of exhaustion.
Probably pull up my character sheet, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Alright.
Pro levels.
First
You
watch.
don't
Isn't it
know
like-
your character by heart? Shame.
Isn't it like 5 points of exhaustion is deadly, or is it?
Peck is
Yeah.
having Peck is having stress anxiety over the soup and he can't sleep, so he'll take first watch.
Perfect.
So, are we on the boat? Are we chilling out
On the
by
shore.
the river?
Sure.
You're
On
on
the shore,
shore.
okay.
Yeah.
Because we're making the raft so that we can get towed behind the boat.
And last
Yes.
I remember, we all made Constitution saving rolls that drank or
Yes.
ate the soup. Did we go over what happened there?
It's fine, I'm sorry.
We didn't because I don't.
Oh, I did write down the saved. Okay, cool.
You had to remind her about the con saves.
I guess, you know.
We want no continuity errors, would we?
For our 0 viewers.
Projectile diarrhea.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is anyone going to do first watch with Peck?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
it. Eat it.
Yeet.
They will do
Eat
second
it.
watch, I think.
Beskar second.
Yeesh.
Anyone doing second with Beskar?
No one takes it. I'll take it.
Who's on third then?
Yeah.
Gavin.
Yay!
I want that book.
Well, somebody better stay up with Gavin then.
I mean,
He's up the entire night. He's just not
He's a
looking much of a
minor.
look
the
He'll
out.
entire
be
night.
fine. What he needs to watch minors.
Alright,
So Faulkner at second watch? No.
No, Faulkner's up through the night. He's not taking any
Jornock.
watches.
Jornock is second.
And Gavin.
Ew.
Gavin is third by himself. Are we really letting the kid take a watch by himself?
He's
Well,
a kid.
Faulkner's
He'll
there.
be fine.
Why don't we force-
Clark's awake. It's fine.
We're all
Jordan doesn't care.
much older than he is.
Huh?
Dwarf one will volunteer to watch.
I mean, funny with Gavin and Faulkner, they're the same maturity level anyway, so what do we know?
Yeah.
Are there any dwarves taking first watch?
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, have one of the dwarves watch.
And there's 3 dwarves?
Mhm.
We did not get their names yet, did we?
Didn't ask.
Peck will ask what their names is. Probably not proactively, because he has manners, I think.
Okay.
Because I know how to socialize with people in the pandemic. Yeah, hooray!
Definitely.
So you ask the dwarves what their names are, and the first dwarf goes, "Who has been speaking for the group mostly and appears to be the leader?" "Well, I am Duncan, and this here is Alan and Tom."
Duncan, Allen, and Tom.
Read that last name again.
Tom.
The last name?
The last name that you said. I Duncan Allen
Tom.
Tom. Okay.
Tom.
I will label them so that I can tell.
Who's who?
Hey.
Revolutionary. Alright, so they introduce themselves. And, what's your names? I don't know that we've introduced ourselves. We've just sort of made friends at camp and mingled ourselves. But no formal introductions, if I remember.
I am Peck.
Like the bird. Pecks.
Yes, we
That
thought it
actually
was
makes a
funny.
lot of sense.
Yeah, it helps people.
I suppose no one forgets your name once they learn it.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of you, your lizard friend there, very unusual looking fellow.
I'll thump my chest and go, Jornach.
Sure. And the orc,
You may call me Beskar.
Baskar. Interesting. And the rest of you have no names and are tongue-tied, I can tell.
Faulkner's reading a book. Gavin's trying to steal the book. I mean, they're just kind of preoccupied.
I think the old man is Alatar.
What?
It's small child. Gavin. Reedy cleric no religion is Faulkner.
No religion.
Does not know religion. Yes, he's confusing.
I mean,
If he wasn't studying the book, he might have had a comment.
So he is confused about his faith, or he has no religion?
No, I think he's smooth a lot in class.
Hey, a man after my own heart.
Yeah,
I never took after chapel either.
I normally just doodled or ran out.
It was the nuns. They made me hate the church.
I'm gonna be contemplating what the fuck a dwarven nun looks like. This thought disturbs me greatly.
It should.
An angry old dwarf woman.
With a giant beard.
Yeah.
No, maybe they do have beards.
You know anything about
Holes
my
in the ground.
Pop up holes in the ground. Yeah.
I mean, Lord of the Rings quote. Cell 5.
If you don't mind, I think I'm going to lay down over here. I'm feeling a little bit queasy after the dinner.
Oh.
And Alatar, as I mentioned this, you realize that your stomach is starting to roll with bubble as well.
I said I'm sorry!
You can tell that
Hopefully within the next hour, you're going to be find a thick stand of bushes very far away from your fellows. You can spend some quality time there.
Well, the distance is definitely going to depend on several factors, most of which are not favorable.
But everyone else in your party seems fine.
Motherfuckers.
And like I said, Jornach didn't eat the stew.
Why are you all complaining about fucking stew and I'm the only one that's gonna have atomic shits?
Just you and at least one dwarf.
Poor dwarf.
You can all share the same bush.
Oh no.
You can hold hands.
I feel like that would invite some awkward comparisons, and I'm not about that.
Two adventurers, one bush.
No, I don't want to recreate that shit.
But you are gonna create some shit.
Bro.
All right, so the evening winds down. You finish the soup not because it's delicious, but because you're hungry. And most of you go ahead and make your beds. You crawl into your bedrolls for the night. Faulkner stays up reading by the light of the fire, and Peck and Alatar are on watch.
Having a shit.
But you are feeling like pretty soon the time will come soon.
Galatar, is your stomach upsetting you because you keep making these noises that sound like?
That Peck is able to mimic precisely.
Probably best we don't talk about it, Peck.
I'm so sorry.
Joys of
Nope.
Kenku.
Nope. Worry not. At least for a few more minutes.
I've been under a lot of stress. It's hard to focus and.
I'm not
Anyway,
blaming you, my boy. But you're fortunate you can't smell much.
It's pretty strong. I can kind of taste it.
Oh,
No, I feel bad for Peck as well.
Way to own it. Over there.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, well.
It is at this point, Alatar, that you feel the call of nature.
Yep. Assholes sing the song of its people. I'm leaving.
I'll keep watch.
Yep.
Don't go pretty far away, but don't go too far away.
Pretty far, but not too far.
Eyesight, not smell sight.
Inside.
Oh, I'm gonna go drop ass promptly.
All right, so
Is there a rule for that?
I mean, there can be. Do you want there to be?
I don't want there
I
to
don't
be.
know if I want to roll to see how extreme the shite is.
I didn't plan that type of D&D campaign, but if you want to, I can.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. No.
So get your D100 ready.
Yeah, we don't need to go down that road.
All right. While Alatar is gone, Peck, make a perception check.
That'd be a mighty old 11.
Nothing tops the -1 I had from last time.
Yeah.
Dude,
True.
legit though. Oh, never mind.
So, as you're sitting there alone in the semi-darkness, you suddenly realize just how big and empty the swamp is. You can hear the wind just sort of rustling through the bare branches of the trees and the creaking of the wood. And you think you can hear occasionally scurrying to the underbrush. It sort of makes you very nervous, and you're like, kind of hoping that Alatar would have a very short shit so that he can come back and keep you company, because it's way too quiet. You do not like it.
It's
Except for that.
The occasional howls of Alatar as he strains. Let's see here. Berg, why don't you roll a d6 for me?
Oh God, no. Nat one.
After a minute, he comes hobbling back, walking extremely gingerly.
No.
And he comes back to your watch post.
His colon blown out.
sorry, what's happening here?
Alatar was gone for like maybe 2 minutes, and now he's walking back very gingerly.
You okay? Hello?
Yeah.
Are you sure you did not turn inside out?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Gross.
Probably best not to think about it. Nightmares and all.
Yeah, I hope that if we get ambushed, though, that they walk through your direction, because holy hell.
Thanks, Beck.
Anyway, this place is creepy. Like, can you please help me keep watch?
As long as I don't have to make a break for the woods.
Okay, good.
Bushes. Though if there was something within a couple miles, it's probably gone now.
I hope so. I don't know. Are there demons that are attracted to poop?
I am the great and mighty Pooh.
What kind of check do I have to make to see if there are any demons that are attracted to shit?
If there are any what?
Like monsters attracted to poop.
I mean, a nature check. For survival, whichever one is better.
I mean, religion could also work
Teen.
with demons.
Sure. What?
What?
13.
13? Hopefully nothing of that lives around here.
Well, if there is something, Peck, might not live around here.
Probably doesn't live there anymore.
Well, we'll find out.
Alright. And you watch and
Eventually.
And you wake Baskar and Jornok for their watch.
Yep.
Okie-doke.
I'm going to warn them. Don't go that way. Just trust me on this. And then I'll lay down and pass out.
Why do you mention this?
Just don't.
Is there a danger over there that we need to be aware of?
Yes.
It is a product of mine and Alatar's shame. That was awful.
You know,
That's why I'm laughing pretty good right now.
yeah. Boy, howdy.
That
Yeah,
exists.
this has been 15 minutes of poop, okay?
Yeah.
Alright. So, Jornok and Baskar, go ahead and make perception checks.
Okay. Not at all, 17.
13.
Perception +4, soft 20.
Alright.
The night is fairly windy, and at first you have to strain to hear past the sound of the wind rustling through the grass.
Wait, which way's the wind blowing?
Oh no.
You don't have that feat.
Okay.
But can we
It's
smell
blowing.
that?
Rip.
Southeast. It's coming from the southeast.
And
So
Where did he poop?
Behind you.
Alright, let her continue.
I feel like this is kind of a pertinent question. I'll be honest. This is the monster you've created.
Well, maybe your poop will come back to haunt you. I'm full of regret, but maybe in your dreams. There's an idea. It is a
Only you
Lovecraftian.
can decide.
It is a Lovecraftian campaign. Anything
Could happen.
But after a couple minutes of concentration, you kind of tune into the natural sounds of the area, and you manage to sort of tune them out. And you don't notice anything of terribly important notice. There's a couple of rustlings from like little critters wandering around the grass, but nothing too terrifying or shocking, or that would make you think that you were in imminent danger.
At some point during our watch, I will turn to Beskar and go, so that bottle, where did you find it?
I found it in the old manor that we were at with all the bodies. I was hoping it would be better, but it apparently was not as good as it should have been.
Did you find anything else along with that bottle?
And I will pull out the stuff, share my findings. So even though I don't know what they all are, I have Granny's hot cocoa, purple vision flower. Do whatever. Second, still looking. Gold flakes. And I think that's about it, because there was also the healing potions. I would mention that that I found it there with the healing potions as well. And of course, I found the wine there. And I show them the stuff. I'm like, this is what I found, but I don't entirely know what it all is.
Give me a second here. I'd like to try something. And I will take an action. I've never done this, but with my new, what's it called? Well, I'm gonna cast magical awareness.
Magical awareness. Ooh, what does that do?
As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to. I wanted to look and see if anything he brought out is magical. So the scar on my chest will kind of like ignite in that that glow, and it'll travel up through my neck and like light my eyes up for a total of 6 seconds, and I'll be able to see any magic.
All right. So the three items that he has on the ground in front of you are magic. You do, of course, also sense a couple of other magic items. They are radiating from, I believe, Faulkner. And I think Gavin. Faulkner for sure.
Okay.
His book is magical.
So after the 6-second phase, I'll close my eyes, shake my head, and the glow will disappear. Those appear to be magical in nature. And I'll notion over to Faulkner. So is that book of yours. And something on the Star Child is magical as well.
That explains this headache I've got.
I cannot discern what they are, but after seeing the reaction to the stuff that you just put in the stew, I would advise caution.
And I will take that advice.
All right.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
That was what I wanted to do.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
That is the end of your watch, and it is now Gavin and Duncan's turn to watch.
And they will roll.
Perception checks.
Perception check for Gavin. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold up. He gets +2. That's nice. Ugh. That is a 17 for Gavin.
Good luck. Guys, you're sitting there in the very inky darkness of early morning. The dwarf kind of turns to Gavin. So, see anything interesting in the marshes that you come from? Any landmarks to help guide you fellow?
There was a big house
Big house, huh? In the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Don't recommend it.
No?
Nope.
Why not? Dangerous.
Pretty dangerous.
What'd you find?
A book.
A book.
His book.
It wouldn't seem to me that a book would be dangerous.
Wasn't the only book we found.
What other book did you find?
Dangerous book. Told me not to touch it.
Did you?
Yes.
Yes, you strike me as a fellow who doesn't heed warnings.
I feel like that's an insult.
Huh. It depends on if you think warnings are for the stupid or for the cautious. And which one you want to be. Tell me, where would one go to avoid this house of danger?
How old is Gavin? Hold on.
Well,
Is he 12?
I think it's
I
10.
think so.
He's a kid. He's talking with a kid. Trying to think. Ugh. This is where I wish Ducky was here. Ugh. I don't know how he would respond to that. So he's just gonna start going for Faulkner's book again. Give me the book.
Well, if you don't remember, that's totally fine. I'll just ask one of your fellows where to go because it seems like the kind of place we want to avoid, if you know what I mean. We're just peaceful dwarfs. If we can avoid this house of horrors that you're describing, I think that would be in our best interests.
Well, you can't reach it by boat, so you guys should be okay.
Well, great. I'll still ask though, just in case. We haven't had good luck on this journey. You never know where we might find ourselves.
You'd have to go out of your way to find it.
Well, you'd be shocked at where we've ended up so far. Alright, and the watch comes to an end. Faulkner takes a point of exhaustion.
Yep. Can I have Faulkner roll a perception check to see if he could make out what they were saying, or if I have to be, do I have to be fully focused on the book to gain its benefits?
It doesn't specify, just to listen to your surroundings. I'll say go ahead and make perception check.
All right. Does that have to be a disadvantage or not?
No.
Does that not a disadvantage? At disadvantage? I don't know.
Not a disadvantage.
Okay. 22. Nice.
You're not going to lose any time, but you do kind of read the same paragraph multiple times, listening in to what Gavin and this dwarf are talking about.
Okay. That was the important thing. He doesn't say anything. He just keeps reading. He just took note of how the dwarf was asking that question.
So the sun rises in the morning, and the dwarf kind of gets up to go and rouse his fellows. They sit talking in a little circle for a little moment. You guys have a few minutes to do something together, separately, whatever you would wish.
Back about this clean up. Get ready to go. Seems pretty excited about leaving.
Is the raft complete? I don't recall if the raft is complete.
I think Jorna got like one tree down, maybe two.
Right. So is Jorna going back to work?
Since I've got an axe, I will probably be helping him as well.
Okay. Faulkner, you are more than capable of helping if you wish, but everything will be at, of course, disadvantage because you are exhausted. Anyone else can add long rest. I don't know that you used anything, but you can add long rest anyway.
Unfortunately, Faulkner has to keep reading. He's way behind on the reading of the book. Otherwise,
He's got like
He's got
2
3
days.
days to read, because that was 8 hours, right? That's how long a
That
rest
was 8 hours. Yep. So I've got you down for
15
15
now.
now.
I think it needs to be 40, 42 hours.
Yeah,
So
42. So he's basically got to read nonstop today.
Yeah.
you're just gonna curl up under a tree and try and make yourself comfy on the damp moss and keep reading.
Yep.
All right. So Beskar and Jornoff are cutting down trees to make a raft. How many trees are you thinking you'll need?
For all our fat asses, I don't know, like how wide are they in diameter?
They vary. It's not the best place to find consistently sized lumber.
Ugh.
We'd have to figure out like how many feet across.
Let's shoot for 30 of them, I guess.
That's why people keep talking over me. I was muted.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I used my magical awareness in the middle of the rest. Would that come back, or would I still have that checked off?
I'll let it come back.
Okay. I do have 2 uses of it, so would have been the worst if it didn't come back. Alrighty. So 8. 8 was the number I was thinking.
8 logs.
And that's like relatively decent sized trees, I'm assuming you're thinking of.
Yep. So
Oof.
8 decently sized trees, maybe even cut them in half, and depending on the kind of rough we want to make. So we got 2 down, maybe according to the GM. So 6 more.
Yep, and they're not all in this area, like nice raft logs. They kind of vary. It's not the greatest place for a tree to grow, but some of them have managed to like creep out and crowd out the others to become larger. So you will have to travel a little farther afield to find some of these. We don't know how far exactly, but there'll be some things to investigate.
I will definitely go searching for some decent timber.
All right.
As will I.
Make just not that hard.
Um,
Go ahead and make perception checks. I'm gonna say just observe the size of a tree.
Both of us?
Yeah.
18.
How am I rolling so good right now? This is 21.
You're making up for the fact when I ever have to roll something.
But I just keep taking it from you, it seems like.
Apparently.
I'm fine right now. I'm reading a book.
Yeah, it doesn't roll for anything. It's fine. You both managed to find between the two of you enough trees. Some of them are kind of far away, and they're going to be a pain in the ass to drag back. But you feel like with some focused, steady work, you can finish cutting down the trees and possibly even lashing them together into a raft before nightfall.
Big work strong.
Yes. All right. Alatar, Peck, Gavin, what do you guys want to be doing?
I guess I could attempt fishing, even though I've probably only been fishing once in my life.
Sure, I mean, you can certainly try to do anything.
Since I'm literally just distracting myself at this point.
I guess I'll help Peck try to fish.
And Gavin will help as well, because he wants to watch
Alright.
Peck try and fish. He wants to see how a bird
Alright.
person tries to fish.
Oh wow, why did I attract a crowd?
So you can't give him advantage, you can't really help him fish. You can't fish next to him.
What if you go?
I'm watching him.
What if you go upstream and scare the fish downstream? I'm just being an ass.
Now I have an advantage.
I am going to sit here and watch.
Alright, what equipment are you using to fish, Peck?
Oh god, I have a spear.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm spearfishing. Fuck that, I'm just straight up trying to stab fish. I'm small, sneaky, and I can stab quick, so that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Alatar, you're just observing?
Yep.
Alright, Gavin, is he actually fishing?
Gavin might attempt if Peck proves successful, otherwise he might be there just to mock Peck.
Eldritch
Right.
blast him, dude.
That's what I'm saying. You know, if Peck's successful, he might just break out an Eldritch Blast or two.
Alright, so Peck, go ahead and make a,
Attack roll?
yeah. Is your spear counted? Are you using Dex in your spear attack?
Yeah, it's a finesse weapon.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Otherwise, I would not be touching it. 17 to hit.
All right. Peck stands poised.
Looks strangely like a crane or a herring that's hunting the frogs as he poises over the water with his spear like raised, and he's just watching. And you've never realized before how much Peck doesn't blink when he's focusing. But he's like a bird. He just like goes into bird mode. He just stands there and his eyes are wide open for like almost it feels like minutes at a time, and then he blinks. And all of a sudden he stabs down. Spear, you can hardly see the motion. It comes back up and there's like a little fish wriggling on the end.
Ah, did you fucking see that?
Yep, saw it.
I'm going again. I'm gonna throw the fish up on the shore towards Alatar.
Oh, jeez.
Are you gonna make a move to catch it, or are you just gonna kind of watch it?
Yeah, I'll make a move to catch it.
All right, we'll have
Dex check from Peck to see how well he throws it, and a Dex check from Alatar to see how well he...
18. That's a pretty decent fish throw.
Yeah.
It is. That's way different from your throwing in Curse of Strahd.
Let's not go over that.
Damn. 12.
Alright.
Okay.
To be fair, it was going to be better than I thought a wizard would do here.
That was pretty good for a wizard. That gives you like a really good underhand. He's seen fishmongers at the market. He's seen how they do it. He takes it with two hands and just kind of hucks it gracefully. And Alatar, you open your hands to catch it. And it's like football in gym class. You just kind of you clap your hands and it just flies by. There's like slimy wetness on your hands, and there's a fish wriggling in the mouth behind you.
Well, I'm gonna keep
Alright, so just make one more.
just for the day's fishing.
Yeah.
Wow, 23.
Peck is surprisingly good at fishing. Probably one of the best you could have chosen to fish out of the group because he is a bird. And he is dexterous.
That's racist.
It is.
Say that.
But as he stands poised over the water, he makes like a good fish call. He's got like a good line. He's stringing them up on like some rope from his equipment, and he's got, by the end of the day, he's probably got like 10, 15 fish from this stream.
Hell yeah.
And as Dornock and Beskar make their way back with the final logs, Peck can be roasting them over the fire if he would like.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's making trout. Smoked trout for all of you.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
We'll add 8 more hours for Falconer.
Hooray. He is way behind on reading.
You're like halfway there now, ish. Over halfway there.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Don't sleep tonight either.
You'll finish with time to spare.
And 3 points of exhaustion. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it's only temporary. Think of your wisdom.
I mean, getting an extra
That'd
2
be the
wisdom
wise
is...
choice.
Yeah.
Boo.
Fuck off.
I'm okay with it.
Alright, so you all sit down by the fire. The dwarves have been kind of chilling, watching, not really helping, not really hindering. They join you now for the night's meal. And they sit around the fire, and the one that was on watch with Gavin, Duncan, he speaks up. "Oh, your little friend here tells me about the mansion that's in the middle of the marsh. Any idea how to avoid it? How would a fellow go about not going there?"
Don't go in the marsh.
Going into the swamp.
Well, that is great advice. What direction should we avoid? Like if we were bearing across the swamp to try and make a shortcut or something?
Can I make a check to see if they're inferring something here?
I would also like to insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
This
roll
is sus.
insight checks.
Super sus.
15.
16.
Faulkner was going to tell him when they were on the raft, but this escalated quickly.
He is definitely angling for information. He is definitely not good at angling for information in a subtle way. You can tell that he is trying to get something out of you. You're not sure what, but it makes you nervous.
What
The mansion sunk into the marsh after we left.
Mm,
Make a deception check.
Dice, don't fuck with me now, you motherfucker. 9.
They kind of, the dwarves kind of look
look at each other.
Oh, well, at least we don't have to worry about that then. Your little friend didn't tell me about that, he just told me how to not go there.
what?
Yep. That's
Squints at him.
the long and short of the story. Nothing else to really be said about that.
Cool. Well, here we've been hearing about this great big mansion out in the marshes here, and we were very concerned about how to avoid it, but you've really alleviated some of our fears here, fellas. Thank you for that.
I'm gonna take out the worm-headed spoon and just be like, "Have you seen this before?"
Duncan kind of looks at it.
And I'm gonna insight check his reaction to it if I can.
Okay.
What did he say? Though? Sorry, I should have interrupted.
No, he kind of draws back, looking quizzical. I've never seen that before. It's very finely crafted, but odd iconography.
Can I insight check?
Yes.
I need to.
I like badly. I need this.
19.
Damn these guys.
Yeah, he's definitely seen it before.
Okay, I'm just gonna start down like, oh, okay, that's okay.
Did you find that in the mansion?
Why do you have so much interest in the mansion?
Well, it's a local novelty. We have haunted
No
caves
locals
where
around here. There's no locals around here to talk about it. You've clearly heard about it before.
I have.
Well, we sailed by towns on our way here. We got lost, I told you.
Is the sorry,
If
there's
you
no
were
towns
sailing by the
in-
towns, you would have been able to stop and ask the people for assistance. It seems a little odd to me.
is the whole group at this spot, or are people still working on the boat?
Everyone's gathered
Now you're eating.
Okay.
And Dwarf's gonna go, wait, what? What's happening? I haven't followed this conversation.
Here's
Jordan
the thing.
gets completely oblivious. Like, we're all talking civil, and all of a sudden they're like accusing each other. Wait, what the fuck happened?
Here's the thing, my dwarven friends. The only people in any of the neighboring towns that know about this are in the city that we came from, where you haven't been.
How do you
So
know?
something's not lining up with your story here.
Have
You been where we've been? I
Yes,
told you we were lost.
I've gone there intentionally.
Well, that was a very foolish thing for you to do from the sound of it.
What?
Excuse me, but you said you were going to relatives, correct?
Yes,
And
cousin.
And they invited you, correct?
Of course they did. Why would we go to our cousins uninvited? And if we weren't invited, they're still our cousins, and our family business is none of your damn concern.
Do you have I have a passing interest in calligraphy. Do you have the invite I could see? I collect foreign postage.
Make a deception check.
I collect foreign postage.
Fucking no.
You're a stamp collector. That's what you're going with.
But no, because yeah, you really don't believe that. It's a one.
He cocks an eyebrow. That's kind of an old request to make of a stranger, don't you think?
Well, kind of weird for you to be here.
But it's kind of weird for you to be here. I can tell you're suspicious of me. How do you know we're not suspicious of you? We're strangers who have well met under favorable circumstances, but I can see that could change.
Yes, but we're not the ones that have come out of nowhere looking for a mansion in the middle of a bog.
I'm not looking for a mansion. I'm inquiring as to how to avoid a mansion.
But
Not
when I
very-
asked about the
Not
spoon,
very deceptively.
when I asked about the spoon, you lied about the symbol.
He places his hand on the pommel of his mace. Are you calling me a liar, boy?
I'm gonna take a step back, get the trout off my spear. I'm calling it as it is.
You're getting
Jornox.
awful defensive about this mansion.
You're getting awful defensive too.
Jornox stands up, hand on his sword. Are we having dwarf for dessert?
No. Sit down,
don't-
Zornok.
He kind of looks at you with a nasty grin. We don't taste that sweet, lizard boy.
I've eaten worse.
I like how you laughed.
Just sort of gapes, like maybe he has.
I don't know his life.
It could be true.
Who knows what they eat in another
Here's-
dimension?
Here's what I think, my dwarven friends. Now, answer us truthfully, and we'll guide you to the nearest town that we know of. Answer with lies, and you could be on your way to figure out your way on your own. Now, see, what I think is, you're not lost. You were trying to get here to get to that mansion. Now, why you would do that, I don't know. But I highly suspect that that was your motive. And I don't know if I like that.
How do you know our motive wasn't similar to yours? You sought the mansion not on purpose. You said so yourself.
Because we've told people what we're doing, and we do not hide our intent.
Really, you haven't told us what you were doing.
What were you doing in the mansion?
Trying to destroy it.
Trying to destroy it. You.
Or just figuring out what the fuck it was.
It was a mansion. What is there to figure out?
You can see that his grip on his mace is slowly tightened.
You claim you know nothing about this mansion. You claim you have no interest in it at all.
I never claimed not to have interest in it. I claimed I did not know it, and that was true.
The fact that you haven't said that your goal would be to destroy it as well. I'm gonna grab my quarterstaff. I think it's time that we parted ways.
Well, you can't have our canoe.
We'll find our own way.
Very well.
And I'd thank you to leave our camp as soon as possible.
Thank you not to follow us. Our business is our own, and yours is yours. I kind of back away from the light of the fire.
And while this conversation was ongoing, I probably would have cast Detect Magic for the hell of it. Just to see if the dwarves had anything up their sleeves.
They don't seem to have anything magical on them.
Okay.
Once they get a little ways away from us, I'm gonna lean over to Gavin. Gavin, watch them, see where they go. And I'm also going to have Phillig trail them for a ways.
Well, aren't they good?
High up though.
They might notice Feelig though, because Feelig is
It's
how we
dark,
got their
dude.
attention.
Yeah, but isn't it dark? Or is it still kind of
dark.
dusk?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dark. They won't be able to see him.
Do birds have night vision? Your spirit animal, does it have night vision?
No, but would they be paddling in the dark or would they have lights on them?
Dwarves have dark vision, bruh.
They do.
The hawks? I would imagine owls do, but I don't know about hawks.
I don't think hawks do.
If Phillig was an owl, though.
Yeah.
Phillig is not an owl, he's a hawk.
You can turn them into the stuff.
After an hour and some pot.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have neither an hour nor pot.
Oh, Nora Brass Gold.
Burn it in.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, do they have lights on them or
They do not have lights. They appear to be paddling in the dark.
follow with sound?
Do
Question.
they go east or west on the river?
They go back the way they came.
Which is east.
Down the
Yeah.
river?
Okay. So they're not heading towards the mansion right now.
They are heading towards, as far as you can tell based on your familiarity with the region, they are heading toward the nearest fork in the river. This is a tributary of a larger river that's like a main trade hub, and that main river is the one that you originally crossed to get to the mansion.
So
Right.
they're going north.
Yeah, they're going northeast.
Okay.
Until they hit that fork, then they're either going to be going towards town or they're going to head towards the mansion to the west.
Correct. That's your assumption.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to. It's almost night, right? Because we spent an entire day working on
Oh no, it
Yeah.
is dark.
another night of watch. Then it sounds like.
We have a decision to make here, my friends. I don't trust those dwarves' intentions. So we either can go back to town, which will be a trek in and of itself over days, or we can head back
What
and
then?
figure out what. We don't know what they're going to do, or what their intentions are. They could
Well-
make our problem a whole lot worse.
Could we catch them on the river?
In a raft with no paddles?
I
Just
mean,
basic paddles? No.
Jornak could make one out of like a deer spine.
Probably.
I think you overestimate my craftsmanship, my good bird.
Oh, you made a good like shield. I figured paddle wouldn't be hard.
Okay, well, first of all, we don't have any deer.
Point. I don't know. I do not want to go back to that house. I will be honest.
If we
I
wanted
don't
to
either.
deal with the dwarves, we should have dealt with them while they were here. Now to chase them in the dark with things in the swamps, not recommended.
No.
At this point, Faulkner looks up from his book. Where the dwarfs go?
Go back to reading, Faulkner.
What? Well, where'd they go? How? Are we going to town?
Lots of explaining. We'll talk about it in the morning. Though, we do have our friendly swamp traveling dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That has already pissed at us.
Yeah, it'll be
Hey.
less fun to see us return again.
And they might catch our scent on those dwarves.
It'll take them days to get there. Our scent will wear off long before then. We should be fine. All right.
I think we should just go back to town. That is my vote.
Everyone else?
I vote back to town. Trying to find them in the darkness, in the swamps. Difficult.
I mean, that's how we were going to town. What happened?
Okay.
You read your book.
Everyone's so rude today.
I'll catch you up. We're busy.
Beskar?
I don't like the idea of leaving the dwarves at it if they have intentions with the mansion, but I don't see any better action to take right now. There are 3 dwarves, and we are a full group, and they are probably under-equipped to deal with what's in the mansion. And if they do have the equipment to deal with it, and they decide to show their faces again around here, then maybe we'll have some words.
All right. Votes to
No.
go back to town.
Odd
Or shove
question.
off in the morning. Yes.
Where did they say they were going?
They said they were going to that fucking town way out in the middle of nowhere.
The one that you guys are going towards?
No, the town that they said they're going towards. That one in the middle of the fucking desert.
Oh, they were going
Towards a town on the
border of the desert. They didn't say a town. But
Oh,
they did say they were going to the mountains, like on the north of the desert country.
they were going very far, not fucking here. The mountain in the desert to the east.
So I have a question then. If that's where they said they were going, and they're not going there, instead they want to go to the mansion, do we think that that has something to do with the mansion?
Possibly.
The place that they said they were going to?
Uh-huh.
I don't have no idea where they said they were going to. It's just I had not left the town. Is that a special place?
I'm just wondering.
No.
Alright, I'll go back to my book then.
All right. Let's turn in and get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll shove off, try to cross the river, and next town.
Alright, let's set up some watches.
I'll be on the third watch.
I'll take
Guys on
first.
third.
I'll take first with Alpar again.
Okay.
How many people do we have with dark vision?
I have dark vision.
Gavin. And
Gavin
Gaspar.
has it.
So Gavin and
has
Beskar, and those are the only ones?
Yep.
Okay, I was going to recommend definitely spreading out the dark visions, and so one dark vision, one not on each watch, and one watch will just have to not have it.
No, I'll be the first one. It's okay. Peck has good ears.
So you want Gavin on second watch?
Yeah, we can put Gavin on second watch.
Okay.
Fucker's
anyone
gotta
else
keep
going-
reading this book.
Is anyone else going on second or third watch?
I'll take one of who's on third watch then.
I said
Gavin.
Yes, Beskar.
Beskar would be alone on third watch.
Scar's alone on third watch.
And Gavin's alone on second right now.
I'll do second watch then.
Beskar a big boy. He can handle himself.
Yeah. Got a lot of
Not
health.
to
Now
leave.
that he's level
3.
Yeah. Best to not leave the prepubescent kid alone.
I mean, he almost spilled the beans, but he doesn't like talking to begin with, so at least he didn't say too much.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing Discord chat. What the hell did you post, Brian?
The Goldbanoth, or however you pronounce it.
That thing's gross.
It's Alatar's poops.
That is
I was just thinking of the Great and Mighty Pooh from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
fucking rancid. What in the hell?
Plus, our star can smite. So it's fine.
Smite!
You can smite pretty much anything you've encountered so far. Like, it's a big old smiting machine for 3 spell slots. And then you can smite more.
Paladins don't have spell slots. They have smite slots.
Yeah, that's true.
He definitely doesn't have smell slots, that's for sure.
Blah, 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 blah.
What?
He made fun of the fact that I slurred my word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Peck and Alatar are on first watch.
Yeah, whatever.
Go ahead and make perception checks.
16.
That's not a number.
bruh. 15.
15. It's a similar
What?
situation to last night, but you're feeling a little bit more tense, a little more aware, just because of the confrontation you had with the dwarves. And you almost feel like you can hear them paddling down the river, but it's been a few minutes since they left, since you organized your watches, and the night is not that quiet, so you know you can't actually hear them, but you still feel like you can. Your ears are like straining to hear them progressing down the stream. You don't notice anything else. Anything you'd like to do on watch? You're just sitting there quietly.
No, Peck would be pretty pensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second watch, Gavin and Jornock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was almost good.
Yep, yepers.
Perception checks.
Another 18.
Cool.
A 4.
By the time
When you make it to watch, you can't hear really anything out of the ordinary. The frogs are extremely loud tonight, and that makes it difficult to tell if there's anything like out there. Jornock, you rolled the 18, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You are familiar enough with the sounds of a swamp that you are able to tune out what you hear and focus on the broader picture. But you don't notice anything terribly out of place.
Oh, cool.
I'll just turn to. I'm gonna force some roleplay on you.
Damn it.
I'll turn to Gavin. I don't understand the fascination with the books. I just don't.
Someone
I
had
had
to
to
say.
say it.
Let me put
Yeah.
it this way. It's not about the book. It's about the fact that you told me I couldn't have it.
He's role playing Gavin.
Yeah. Shockingly well.
It makes even less sense, but okay.
I want things. I want a lot of things. You tell me I can't have it, I want it more.
You tell Jornock he can't have something, he listens.
Well, I'm 10.
That's the best retort. That is
Well,
the
I'm
best
10.
retort.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Reminds me of
Stop.
something one of my kids did yesterday.
what did it?
You guys can go ahead
First, and then I can
tell
tell
my story.
No, I'm curious now.
I'm just gonna shake my head. Just go. You soft skins are so strange.
Same to you.
Alright, so we had two kids. One, they were arguing about who was going to play with toys, and one was like, sharing is caring. And the other was like, no, I don't want to share. I want these toys. And the first kid was like, well, if you don't give me these toys, I won't be your best friend. And the second kid was like, well, luckily I have a different best friend.
Oh!
I was like, whoa!
Damn. Get owned.
Funny is, that is
Fine.
usually the argument they have.
Get
Yeah.
owned.
You're not even my best friend, so don't worry about it.
That's my story. That's what that reminded me.
That is awesome.
And that, folks, is why kids aren't allowed to say best friend in their class.
Yeah, basically right there.
Anyway, back to the game that we're playing.
You guys end your watch. It's Baskar's turn.
Okay.
By yourself.
That's-
Make percent.
That's cocked. Okay. Not as strong, but it's okay. 14.
14. You're still not quite as comfortable in the swamp as Jornock. You keep looking to Jornock as like this pinnacle of natural achievement in the swamp, I guess, because he's pretty good at swamp things. And you haven't necessarily always been feeling like you're at the top of your game in this swamp. It kind of makes you upset. But as you're here on your watch by yourself, you feel like you have the chance to like notice something. You're almost kind of hoping something comes out and you can be the one to like alert the group. But it's just another quiet night.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna be on watch until like maybe like there's like an hour left until everybody starts getting up, and then I'm gonna check in on Falconer, see how he's doing because he's gonna have a hell of a day.
Faulkner looks like hell.
Not even
Just
sugarcoating it.
rough.
He looks like hell.
Awake for like 2 straight days.
Yeah, it was like a half hour left in the watch. I'll take a seat next to Falconer. Check in on him, see how he's doing. So, Falconer, you are probably not going to have a good day today. How are you feeling?
This is a book, alright.
Oh god.
Crazy
My
ass
goodness,
book.
did you drink any of that crap?
Drinking what?
Never mind.
What time is it? Did I miss dinner?
Did he eat any of the trout?
I
Did you actually eat any trout last night?
Wait, what was that? What I smelled?
Put the book
can't
down.
stop.
Put the
I
book down.
can't.
Just sleep for like a half hour.
Oh no.
I'm good.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'll finish the book and I'm gonna take a nice long nap. Maybe for a couple of days.
So
Oh, no.
what's the benefit for reading this book again?
I realize I shouldn't have read the book.
That ending is
Disappointing.
Yeah, I'm trying to drill on the fact that he doesn't seem very wise right now for trying to read something that gives him more wisdom.
No, he's learning that this was a very, very bad mistake. To not read it more. I'm almost done. I appreciate it. I'm almost done. I just need to finish it. I don't have to worry about it. I can give Gavin the stupid book. He won't want it.
I'm just gonna, at the very least, pull out my water pouch and give him a little drink, because he looks like I don't know what the hell he's last ate or drank. So,
I honestly don't know the last time he's eaten or drank.
So I just give him some of
Finals week.
the water skin.
You know what finals week when you like subsist off Pop Tarts
Yes.
in the air?
Yep.
Yes.
I
do.
That's fall
You're right.
basically. Except without. Alright, Faulkner, you can have 8 more hours.
Alright. What am I at now? Am I close? I feel like I'm close now.
31 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
9 more. 9 more. You got...
9 more. We almost got it, guys. 2 points of exhaustion.
How many more days do you have to go to read it?
2. 2
2.
days.
Is it 6 days or 7?
It's 7,
7.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember that it was over a week's time.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Which is
6
good.
days. Oh go. I have to finish it tomorrow.
Oh god, I hope we don't
God.
Oh no.
You're so
So
close.
close.
Guess
It's
who's
always
reading
a
on the
nail
boat?
biter.
Wait, what happens when if he doesn't finish it? Does he have to start over from the beginning, or does the book just expire?
It expires.
Oh fuck!
Shit.
Yeah.
It gets its magic back,
in
and
100 years, though. So
luckily,
Yeah, there's no waiting on this thing.
luckily,
Faulkner's a human and will be dead by then.
Says you. No, I'm kidding.
That's
I'm
true.
a lich.
A lich.
That would be the most Faulkner thing ever. He somehow becomes a lich.
Yeah, right.
Unintentionally.
Breaking the
happen.
rules.
Alright, so you are all awake. Faulkner has done his crazy talk. Beskar is
wishing
that the kid would take his advice and nap. And the rest of you are waking up.
Woo.
You have the opportunity to finish the raft today.
Okay. How long will it take to do?
To lash the logs together, probably not super long.
Few hours.
Yeah, just like it's not like hard work. It's just finicky, fiddly work. You have a raft. You have no paddle.
Rip.
Well, what do we want to do with the raft now that it's completed? Do we just want to ferry across the river?
Yep.
Seems to be the
that's
best course
probably
of
gonna be
option
our
right
best
now.
bet.
At least we'd be on the correct side of the river with the hounds.
Right. I agree.
Very
should
least we could
probably-
get a long, thin tree, like a stick, kind of push the bottom.
Good idea.
Maybe a couple, so that way it's not just one person.
So I'll look around for like a sturdy but thinner type tree, long. So hopefully something that you could hold and like just kind of like push your way along the bottom.
Yeah,
There's
same
lots of
here.
those.
Float,
There's
just
lots
instead of
of
just
those.
floating around, so we're not letting the elements do everything. Okay, I'll chop down a couple of those. Give one to Baskar.
Okay, yeah, you
Yep,
chop it down,
strip it of like extra branches, and you got like a nice
pulling, hunting pole in your hand.
Okay.
I think that's
What it's called, right? When you drive
I
a boat.
don't know.
Oh yeah.
well, that
Oh,
might be
my
a British word.
We're
We're
going
going
with it.
hunting. It's a
It's a
hunting pole.
Sure. It's canon.
I'm gonna call it my
Cannon,
beak
by the way.
Steak.
Alright,
Alright,
So
So who is driving the boat?
yes,
I
it
guess
would-
Or
That will
that's-
work out.
yeah, Baskar and Jornak are at the helm.
Alright,
both of you at the front.
Sure.
Actually, is it gonna be better if we push from behind?
Yeah, I think it'd be better to push from behind, but I don't know. One in the front to look for obstructions, and then one behind to push.
Heck will be on lookout just for watching for obstructions and stuff, and he can pretend to steer.
So Peck's in front. And then who's in the back? Dornock or Baskar? Because I don't think you'll both fit side by side.
I'll be in the back.
Okay. So I'll be in the front. I'll kind of like feel around and for obstructions and kind of pull, and then you'll just push from behind.
Okay.
Alright. And in the middle, do you guys care? Should I just flop your names down wherever?
And we'll all be able to fit on one trip and no need to go back.
I guess the question is, can any of you not swim?
You
I don't
know,
know.
as tired as Faulkner is, he might not be able to make it.
I don't know if I can swim.
Faulkner's in the middle.
All right.
Peck is a bird, probably cannot swim.
No,
Because you didn't specify you wanted to be an aquatic bird.
I don't think I've ever been in the water very much.
You're just a
You
crow.
should have rolled
I don't.
flamingo.
Yeah.
That was an oversight on your part.
Flamingo Kanku monk? Hell yes.
Amazing.
You're
Your legs are just
amazing.
like pinwheeling and
Yes.
stirring up going.
Majestic as fuck. Let's go.
Fucking opportunity missed.
Man, can
Damn
you
it.
imagine getting hooked by a flamingo bee?
Oh.
I bet that would tear.
Amazing. But it's too late. Things it could have been.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
Peck 2.0, if Peck ever dies, you can come back
Peck
and
is
Yeah.
Peck.
Alright, and then does anyone else really care where they go?
Nope.
No.
I'll probably try to stay closer to the middle of the boat because I kind of fucking hate the water.
Oh, that's true. And then Gavin, we'll put Gavin. Who does Gavin like least? Baskar or Jordan?
Jornock.
Probably Jornock.
Alright, we'll put him close to Baskar.
So Baskar, you get Gavin for company.
Okay.
Sweet. So are you just
Gavin did hold my hand that one time.
Yep.
are you guys just ferrying across the river, or are you trying to make it downstream?
Think just trying to get across the river, right?
Yeah, I don't think we want to take it all the way down the river towards one of the towns. We just want to get across and be on the correct side of the river.
Yeah.
Alright. Fair enough. I don't remember how wide I said the river was. I don't think I gave it a width. I just kind of ignored it. Because it's not to scale on this map, that's for sure.
It's wider than this.
It's wider than the map on Roll20, but not as wide as
Like the world map.
Because the world map is like 20 miles wide. That's not true. We'll say it's
Probably like half mile across. Seems
seems
like
like
a
a pretty
long
long
way.
ways. Is a half mile a long ways from a river?
Yeah, that's pretty wide.
makes sense why.
So we're going with that.
I am an expert on numbers now.
Well, I have no spatial awareness. I just pull numbers out of my ass, and he's like, "That's dumb." It's dumb.
I don't say it that way.
No, but that's what you mean in the nicest way possible.
All right,
So
all right, maybe not a third mile across.
cross. Sure.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a little while to make it across. It's probably about, by the time you figure out what you're doing, it's probably about the middle of the day by the time you make it across the
This
river. There's
river
a current.
is thick.
Yeah. There's a current to fight. But you make it across, and you feel like this very. The terrain is, for all intents and purposes, basically the same as the terrain that you've been going through. But you feel like this sense of relief, like you're finally out of some terrible danger place. And you kind of just take a moment on the other side of the river to just take a breath and relax.
Hell yeah.
Wait, you know what? I didn't mark off long rest because I did use the spell slot.
You did. You should take a long rest.
Do it.
I didn't.
Nope.
We have to carry you back to town.
Pretty much. I got
Reading
9
for
hours
reading.
left of reading.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Not sure how you're gonna read and walk, to be totally honest.
Hey, Jonah, could you carry me?
What do I get out of it?
I mean, you want some gold? I have some gold.
I get down on one knee and I let him climb up.
Oh, that's so nice. And you're strong, right? You have a good strength.
I have a +3.
Alright.
Faulkner's kind of a twig, too. Not
Yeah.
that hard to
You are
carry
in
him.
chain, though, aren't you?
You're in chainmail?
No, I'm in leather.
Oh!
Leather.
Yep, leather.
That explains some
something.
things.
Yep,
Alright. Alright, what is.
because the whole path I went down does not get chainmail, gets leather.
Yep.
Yep.
What is.
The marching order.
Peck can take point this time.
Darnock will be in the middle.
Yes,
Just
sir.
because I feel like my senses of observation will probably be hindered slightly.
I'll be real again.
Oh, Faulkner's not looking at anything except reading this goddamn book.
Alatar and Gavin.
I'll be behind Peck.
And that is the marching order. You have arrived across the tributary into the actual main body of the Delta Care, which you know is safe, even though it's massive. And your next task is to find your way northeast to the town where you can take a ferry back to Amelin. And that's where we'll end for the night. I told you it would be a short session.
Alright.
Hey.
Okay.
But guys, we survived.
Yep.
You did
And I'm
survive.
with this stupid book. And I can roleplay again.
I mean, you roleplayed this session too.
I did, I roleplayed Gavin.
Just tell Ducky
You have to come next week so that you can roleplay.
I mean,
Yeah,
by the time Ducky comes back, he'll have finished the book in session, anyways. It's fine.
True.
Yeah.
And then you'll have 3 levels of exhaustion to sleep off.
That means 3 days of sleeping.
Hold on.
Literally.
I might get away with 2 if we somehow don't run into anything.
'Cause if I'm not mistaken, the rules are you lose a point of exhaustion for every 8-hour rest you get.
Yep.
So
I
have
think
fun
it
with
has.
that.
I think it has to be like a long rest. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long rest.
It's not a short rest.
My assumption will also be he could not take watch if he were to regenerate that exhaustion. I could be wrong though.
You still get a long rest when you take watch. So he could still take watch, but he would not necessarily be the most useful person on watch.
Yeah, disadvantage, all that fun.
Not everything. Yeah, you have but you already have bad things happening at 2 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, but 2 permanent wisdom along with an increase in cap is pretty damn good.
It is. It's worth it.
You'll
If my,
just have
if my party can get by without a cleric for a bit.
disadvantage on ability checks, speed half, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh no.
That's what you have. That's what you have with all three. After you
Okay.
get rid of three, you'll just be the ability checks and speed halved.
Good thing
And-
you're
being parried.
Do I still recover spell slots, or do I not recover spell slots if I do
Yeah,
that?
I think the long rest mechanically for your spell slots works as normal. You just have like
Yeah, unless it's specifically stated in the exhaustion rules, that's the only thing that affects you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what I was really worried about with the exhaustion, is that I knew it took an 8-hour rest, but I don't remember if it took away my spell slots from recovering, which would have been the really big problem.
Well, and especially as a cleric, technically you could just say that you prepared different spells anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Because clerics prepare different spells. And I don't know that it takes a lot of intelligence to prepare a spell that you know.
Yeah, pray hard.
I have a 7 in int, so I hope it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh man,
Don't you remember Peck's comment to the dwarf? He doesn't really know religion.
He's really no religion, but he's a cleric.
He doesn't really know.
So what, does that mean that he's questioning it, or he's just I think he's an idiot.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce.
alright.
Alright, take care.
Bye.
Bye,
Adios.
everybody.
Bye.
Eventually.